We're back with another stadium review. I guess that's what we're calling them. Review.
Yeah.
And this time we are going to be talking about Levi Stadium, home of the San Francisco 49ers.
We had the fortunate experience to go down there for a rivalry game. They played the Seahawks. So it was fun to be at a different stadium for an away game for us. So
it was our first Seahawk away game that we've ever been to. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was a salute to service game.
Yep.
It was our last salute to service game this season. And it was an afternoon game. And yeah, you want to get into it?
So, and we have 5 categories we usually use for the stadium review. First up is architecture and design. We rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being favorite and kind of blew us away. And without any further ado, architecture and design, Levi Stadium.
8.
7.
Okay. I thought it was kind of unique. Also sort of annoying, but we'll go with unique, that like one of the long sides of the stadium was all reserved for suites in the like above the lower bowl.
Yeah, it was almost like a VIP hotel or something that no one else could access.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And it was annoying that you couldn't like walk all the way around the upper bowl because it was like all closed off for suite only access, club level stuff, but cool for them. It looked really cool. Our seats were opposite of it in the stadium, so we were like kind of looking out at all of the different suites, which was kind of nice. I really liked the upper deck patio area, open area. Yeah, and going into the stadium, they had like these little bridges going over like a little creek, which was like kind of cute. Yeah.
And I liked when you approaching the stadium, they I think were loud and proud about their 49ers because they had giant not murals but banners or something like from top to bottom on the outside of the stadium. They had fun little hangout areas before the stadium for fans on a couple of the corners after you cross the bridges. Giant 49ers helmet on one end, team stores,
little
plazas to hang out. And on the other end, especially if you're there with kids, and there were plenty of people there, they had a giant football with a slide going through it and giant cleat shoe. And interactive activities for kids, a little obstacle course on the field or something that they were doing. So it was pretty neat. And then
like in the plaza areas, there are also like big TVs that had other games playing beforehand, which was really cool.
Yeah, because we like to get to the stadiums early, but we're also fans of other NFL teams and stuff. And it was neat by getting there early. There weren't too many food vendors there when hanging out, but the plaza areas were nice. The big TVs were nice to kind of watch some of the games and other highlights while you're waiting to get into the stadium.
And like the way that the plazas were designed with like the stairs going up, like it gave me kind of like an excited feeling. Like there was like a really kind of commanding entrance into the stadium.
That kind of felt like cool. A big reveal after you climb up the stairs and go across the little plaza towards the field. You have that kind of grand field kind of moment thing, which was kind of neat. And yeah, the standing patios in the upper deck were quite large. Like they're pretty neat. They can hold a lot of people either end of the stadium or end zone rather, and great views of the game. But then on the upper deck, walking along that big C shape on the opposite side of the VIP hotel suites, the promenade on the concourse upper level. Beautiful views of the surrounding area, the little mountains in that area, and I don't know, it was nice.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I'd say the only kind of like downside for me was like, I guess, navigating it to like find the escalators to go all the way up. Like we kind of got a little bit.
Yeah, there were signs for escalators, and we
couldn't find them.
So we ended up taking the old-fashioned stairs up 7 stories or whatever it was. But
which is fine. We need those steps, I guess. But yeah, that was, and they had like maps of the stadium at frequent intervals around, which was very helpful for locating like bathrooms and
food vendors,
team stores, all of that. So that was helpful.
Yeah, and we've mentioned this in other videos, but I would say the sound quality in the stadium, throughout the stadium, seemed pretty good.
Yeah, so. And like the screens were in good locations, and they were really big and good quality. Yeah, I was really happy with the experience. No.
All right, next category.
So the next category is going to be location and surrounding area.
Oh, 8. Nice.
I think it's kind of funny. We went to go see the San Francisco 49ers, but we had to fly into San Jose Airport to take the light rail to Santa Clara to
watch a San
Francisco game. Like when I was booking everything, and like it was kind of making my mind hurt a little bit
because we're not too familiar with the Bay Area.
Yeah, so that was a little confusing, but.
Yeah. But location-wise, mentioned before, it's in mountains not too far off in the distance. But light rail access to and from stadium. It seemed like there were some malls and restaurants on the way to the stadium. We didn't really get to enjoy the surrounding area before because we had just flown in that morning. But even on the way back, after the game, rather than wait for an hour for the light rail queue line to clear up, we just started walking and stumbled across this nice shopping area with plenty of restaurant options, maybe about a mile from the stadium.
It was about a
mile from the stadium. But it seemed like there was a lot going on, lots of different food options and things like that. We didn't get to enjoy too much time on the before or after. Caught a flight on the way back afterwards.
Yeah, we were on the 7 a.m. flight from Seattle to San Jose, went to the game, and then we were on the 8 p.m. flight home. So it was a really quick
Never done
turnaround.
anything like that, but it worked out pretty well. But yeah, the location and surrounding area, it seemed like it was pretty well located.
Lots of public transportation access. Yes. They had like a rideshare pickup zone. I mean, I think like you might be disappointed if you were expecting it to be like San Francisco, like you're going to San Francisco. That's the only reason I wouldn't give it a higher rating. But
had we had the weekend, we would have obviously spent time going into the big city, San Francisco and whatnot.
But then it's like an hour to like get to the stadium from there. So that's like not super ideal, but I really like San Jose and Santa Clara. What we saw that was nice. And obviously you're limited on where you can put a giant stadium in the Bay Area. So I think they did a nice job, and making it really accessible was like, if you're going to have it out a ways, have it accessible. Like we were in the stadium, you could literally see the light rail like running right next to the stadium. So it was super, super convenient.
Yeah. All right. Third category is food. And let's see.
I'm having a hard time remembering, honestly. It's been almost a week, so okay. 8.
All right. Now at 7. What do you think?
I don't know why my brain is like not remembering things. I was a little bit sick, but I remember thinking that there was a lot of really great options, things that we hadn't seen anywhere else. And then again, this is kind of a thing for us, is like on the upper level, is there lots of options still? And there was. And there was coffee, which for some reason, other stadiums that we have been to, there has not been like a coffee option. Some of them might have like drip coffee.
Not just drip, but you were able to get a latte.
I got an oat milk latte at the stadium. That
was pretty
gets
nifty.
At least a full point there for me, like just on that alone. And we had, one of the foods that we had was tachos, the like loaded tater tots. It was tater tots with like pulled pork and stuff on them, and it was really good. Like
good quality green onion in there.
Yeah, and like it was fresh and it was warm, and it was really, really good. I was really
highly recommend them.
Really pleased with them. I think we got something else that was decent as well. Oh no, We got lumpia. They had lumpia there, but they were out of Sweden's
You got that after halftime, and they had run out of dipping sauce and whatnot.
Yeah,
they're probably better earlier in the game, first quarter or something like that.
There was something else we tried to order that they were out of, but again, it was like kind of later in the game, which was a little bit of a bummer. And I got a Dole Whip.
Also added bonus because they had like a Hawaiian themed food stand. We didn't eat anything from there, but
we got the lumpia from there.
The lumpia from there, I guess. Yeah, true. Yeah, but yeah, the Dole Whip was a nice little bonus.
It was, and it came in like a little hard plastic thing with the 49ers logo on it. I didn't feel the need to take it, but I even had somebody laugh at me with my Seahawks gear holding a 49ers cup. But you do what you got to do for a Dole Whip.
Yeah.
So. Anything else on food? Like,
no, better than average. I think it left some good impressions. They seem to have some unique options.
Vegetarian burgers. They had a vegan hot dog. They had like a kebab place, which I hadn't seen anywhere else. Right. It was a good mix, and there was a lot, and there wasn't an issue with like lines really at all. Like we didn't have to wait that long anywhere to get food, which was really nice.
And this is more of an architectural design aspect, but getting there before the game and walking around looking for food options, there were lots of little sitting areas and whatnot on the main concourse, upper concourse, to enjoy your food before the game. I thought that was a neat little bonus.
Like there was like, you have your normal food options in the inner concourse, and then there was this section outside
little food carts.
that was like almost like a little bit kind of bougier, like it had like fancier like kind of drink options more than just like your basics, and like there was like a tequila bar I saw, and
those on the outer concourse, not in the main, seemed less crowded too,
and then there was like really nice like Adirondack chairs and like bar.
I'm gonna have to go plus tables. Up my architecture design category rating for that.
Yeah, that was really.
But it was nice to have a place like that to enjoy the food that you got. All right. Fourth category, fan base and energy.
7.
8. All right.
Okay, what do you have to say about it?
Oh, well, I mean, it was a divisional rivalry game. 49er fans, pretty passionate. They were into it. It just seemed like before the game there was lots of energy, people tailgating as you getting there, especially when we get there super early. People were already kind of getting into it, and throughout the game it seemed like there was just a high level of engagement between the fans and the game, and everyone seemed to be paying attention and into it, following the big plays, being loud when Seahawks were trying to convert on third down and whatnot, and walking around, obviously, we're the visiting team, Seahawks gear. There was some friendly banter back and forth and whatnot, but that's all part of the experience.
Yeah. There's a good amount of Seahawk fans.
We were playing the game. It's not like wearing the Seahawks gear in a different stadium when they're not even playing that day, but get some interesting looks. But yeah, so I mean, but it wasn't it wasn't antagonistic and negative and whatnot. They were just kind of like proud of their team with good reason, and didn't like too many Seahawks fans being there, but they didn't roll out the red carpet, but it didn't seem like there was an angry undertone or anything like that. Just friendly banter and whatnot.
That was good. It was a good vibe, and the Seahawks won.
Unexpectedly,
in like the last 2 minutes, and they weren't happy about that, which I understand. There was also some like
couple of questionable
calls that like got the stadium in a tizzy. I would say some are valid, some are not. Like a couple of them were.
They went in our favor, so we're a little biased.
but it was a decent energy. There wasn't like, it didn't blow me away like the at M&T Stadium with the Ravens guy and like doing like the chanting and stuff together. I don't really remember there being like a cohesive like chant or anything.
True.
I mean there was like cheering and like making noise on third down, but there wasn't like a
not a unique 49er kind of chant or
They did do something that we're like, what are they saying? I can't remember what it was.
Ooh ah or something.
I don't know.
I didn't quite
there
get
was
it.
Something that we were like,
so there was
we didn't
so there
get
was
it.
a definitely like a unique 49ers thing they say, but we didn't quite understand what the context was and what they were saying.
But I don't remember.
No, but yeah, overall, high level of energy, passionate fan base. They were there to see the Seahawks lose, and we disappointed them. But it was fun. It was a really fun experience overall.
Okay, our last category is production,
which is like game day atmosphere, what the organization does as a whole. 7.
Okay. The pre-game festivities that were free were a little bit lackluster for me. There were a lot of like paid options. There's a museum there that we didn't go to, and like another pre-game, I don't know, area that you have to pay to get into that like literally has like a roller coaster and stuff. And I think that they probably just put all their effort into that. And so when it comes to the free pre-game stuff, it was kind of womp womp. Like there was like one food truck.
Or a couple. One in the parking lot, and I think there was another one on Team Store. But
it was a little, and like there was like a DJ in like the kids area, but not really anything else happening like in the plaza. There wasn't like all of the vendors and stuff like we've seen at other events. So it was kind of just like, I mean, like the stadium was cool, but I didn't get that like pump up vibe in pregame. And then, there wasn't like a wow factor for me in production. Like it was decent. It was average. It was like, I don't know.
In salute to service game, I mean, they had the giant flag and whatnot. They did a good job with the salute to service, just nothing quite
there wasn't
over
anything,
the top.
But
production quality throughout the game, I mean, it seemed like they were initiating lots of like engagement with the fans and whatnot. I just don't remember it being like anything that stood out out of the norm that you'd have at
the music was good
game. But there was the DJ music before the game as people were kind of filling the seats and stuff, which was nice. So
it just it wasn't anything to necessarily write home about, I guess, is the only thing for me. So so that was Levi Stadium. Would you go back?
I would. I'd
absolutely
maybe spend more than just the one day there next time. So it was beautiful down there too.
I will say with like how easy it was, and like when we flew down, we flew Southwest and we used points, so it was free. Like honestly, I would go again just for the day if the timing worked out, where it was like a midday game where we could just fly down for the like. It wasn't that much more effort for me. It felt like than spending the day in Seattle. Like I don't know. It was easy.
Yeah, feel very fortunate to have pulled that off. But next time I'd probably want an extra couple of days to enjoy the surrounding area and whatnot. But it was great. Nice little pleasant surprise the Seahawks won. I mean, honestly, we did not expect that. We were just there for the experience. Wanted to see the stadium. It was great that we could watch our team play.
Yeah, we were mentally prepared to lose.
Mentally prepared to lose, to be quite honest. So
I will say it does make it like it adds an element to have like your team playing.
Oh, definitely.
To the energy and the vibe and everything. But So any other thoughts on Levi?
No. Yeah, good experience overall.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it if you've never been. I think they did a really good job. So it was fun.
What's next?
We are going to go to Arizona next for a Cardinals game. Against the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yep. And we're going to spend a couple days there this time. So, and this is going to be our first time going to a stadium with a rental car. So we're not going to be relying on public transportation. So that'll be kind of an interesting.
We'll probably be complaining about parking lots and getting out of the parking lot.
Yeah. It'll just be a different kind of way that we're doing the game. So, and it's a indoor stadium. So it'll be our first indoor stadium as well. So it'll be interesting. And then that's going to be our last one for this season.
Maybe,
unless I get a harebrained
if the Seahawks make it to the Super Bowl, we're going to New Orleans.
It's not happening.
Oh,
It's not happening. All right. Thanks, guys.